All right. Okay. Everything's working, right? Okay. Yep. Everything seems to be working. Okay, let me turn that off. Okay, there we go. Let me just click on something completely different because then oh yeah, this which one was it? It's this one. I'm gonna delete that because that's not for here. Okay. Okay. Let me just okay, so well, I'm gonna go back into well, first let's register as boss, and then I'm gonna go to appearance, casual. There we go. Give me the ability to drive around in the arcade. Come on. Let's go and check up on. Let's go and check up on the acid lab, which should just be able to go through here. Because last time, because I don't think I really really did like anything much last time. Well, we were just working on everything else, so. Did I? My clock bell's still up. I'm most likely just gonna be doing this for an hour because today, the day of which I am recording this, most likely this, because I'm also recording this from a stream. Most likely the day that it comes out, it's going to be like after the day I come back. So, okay, well that's not too bad. Let me just speed up the process, and then I'm gonna go and I like how I just look amazed at it. It's like, oh. Then again, I'd do the same thing. So, you know, there's that question that's been thrown around a lot. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about it. And it is, you are thrown into the last game that you played. How screwed are you? And people often, when they see that, they're always like, oh, I win that game. It's this game. It's that game. And I'm over here like, wait, hold on. I'll be back. All right. Anyway. Anyway, as I was saying, there's that question that's constantly thrown around that's like, what is the, and it's like, how are you doing? You're in the, I'm kind of changing up the question a bit because it's these both questions. It's like, no, I'm gonna keep the original. It's like, you're playing to the last game that you played. How screwed are you? And people are all like, oh no, I'd easily win. I'll be able to live. And then they explain, and then they say what game it is. And I'm like, the amount of confidence on people that they are gonna live, if they're, or at least they're gonna go, or at minimum they're gonna go through they're gonna be able to go through it without getting harmed even a little bit, is a lot. Because the thing is, the question after that isn't how screwed are you? It is, are you the main character in that game? Are you the player in that game, or are you just a random NPC? Like, for example, like this game, am I my character in here, or am I just a random NPC? Because if I'm a random NPC, then how long am I allowed to be in here? Because I'm not gonna live for very long. If it's Skyrim, then there's a good chance that I could live if I just what's it called, if I know what I'm supposed, if I still have the knowledge. Not to mention, do I have the knowledge that I'm from another world put into here, and I have my memory of me? That's another question. Someone's gonna get mad at me for that, but I really feel like that people really don't think history through. I'm saying, and once again I'm saying this because, well, I need to talk about something. For example, a while ago, Merrick came to me with a question saying, if you were back in the 1800s, where before slaves were freed, would you own a slave? And my answer to that was, the question is, well, my question to that is, do I know that am I someone who was here and was teleported back to the 1800s and I live there now, and I have the knowledge of now, of like the future? Or am I just a random person? Am I just a person that just was born there, has no knowledge of the future, only just lives in that time? Because the one, if I know about the future and I know how bad things are, hold on. 77, 79, 73. Okay. Hold on. 77, 79, 73. I can remember that because they're all 70s. 77, 79, 73. Hold on. 79. 73. Okay. Because if I like am somebody from the future and teleport back there, or if I'm the one, or if I have knowledge of the future, then the answer would be no. But if I'm just a random person that's just living there and I have I have the money, then yes. And people like, I know people would get mad at me for that answer, because like, don't you know that owning slaves was horrible? Slavery was horrible? And the answer is yes, I do. That's why I had that answer. That's why that was my answer. If I know about it, then no, I would not do it. But if I didn't, and I was just a person that was just going by the social norm back then yes. Because that's the thing. Because that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is, yes, it was a horrible thing. I am not saying no to that. Yes, it was a horrible thing. I fully agree. However, that was the social norm back then. So that's the thing. Like, you go back, people, I remember back like in like high school, there were some people that I heard that were like, oh no, I would go back in time and I tell them to stop. And I was always like, yeah, go and tell them to stop. But the older I got and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, and who would listen? And how many people do you think would listen? Because here's the thing, you go back in time, you try and tell people, because you try and tell people to stop doing what the social norm is. Try telling people nowadays to stop doing what is the social norm now. People are going to say, well, that's not the same thing. Yes, it's not the same thing. Yes, I know social norm of today is a lot different than the social norm of back then. But that's the thing, you can't really compare the two. But also, oh, I know what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna do the salvage yard right now. But that's the thing, like, if you do social norm, you cannot really compare the two social norms of like today and back then, and say, yeah, and say, oh, and the thing is well, yes, ours is better. Like, you cannot really compare the two. Take it up with my dad. He's the one who gave me that knowledge. But that's the thing, once again, it's the social norm. If I'm just a random person back then that has the money and was just born in that day, I have no knowledge of the future, then the answer would be yes, because that's the social norm. I would not know of the future. But if I am me and I know what the future holds, then no, the answer would be no, I would not. People are gonna get mad at me saying I'm racist, but you really need to realize social norms. I'm also wasting a bit of time because I just okay, there we go. Now I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go and do this. Here's the thing, I bought this tow truck because I was like, oh yeah, I just want a better one, because I know for a full fact that that it doesn't do anything. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I know people are gonna get mad at me for that. But here's the thing. Whenever that is a question that's brought up to you, before you answer, immediately think of that question. Am I me? Do I have knowledge of the future? Do I know how bad it is? Or am I just a random person who just lives back then and is just accustomed to the social norm? And even then, the question is, do you live in the north or do you live in the south? Because in the north, they had no need for slaves because, well, it was industrial. But in the south, they were just purely like, they owned slaves because they weren't industrial. They relied on more manpower than machines. The north were free. The south were not free. That's another thing. What's another thing? Speaking of, like, the entire, like, I know people are gonna get mad at me thing. People are, like, way too quick to jump to assumptions, to jump to conclusions, jump to, like, blaming people. somebody can get killed. Like someone could be shot at one point. And before the body even hits the floor, people are already like blaming someone, blaming something, jumping to conclusions on why this happened. And immediately starting to blame. Person hasn't even hit the floor. The body hasn't even hit the floor and people are already doing that. Someone says I'm exaggerating. I say no, I'm not. I say no, I'm not exaggerating. Also, I keep on pressing Q instead of A. And I know people are like, well, hey, hold on. How come I don't hear any music? Well, if you're on Twitch, the reason why you don't have any, or not hearing any music is because, well, I'm also streaming on YouTube. People on YouTube, you know why. Because YouTube, for some, like, hates it when people have music. You ever seen Footloose? Where, like, music and dancing is completely outlawed? Yeah, that's pretty much what it's like. Except, I would say it's more like Salem. Because like music and like singing, dancing, music was all completely. Here we go. Fun fact. One of the things that my dad, here's a little story. Back when I was in high school, one of the things that my dad would always tell me is that the song Bohemian Rhapsody is actually about the book, The Stranger. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I read the book and I was like, oh, I see it now. I see it now. And there was this one girl back in my tennis class who was obsessed with Queen, the band, and Freddie Mercury, mostly Freddie Mercury. And I was like, hey, fun fact, you know that song Bohemian Rhapsody is about The Stranger? The book The Stranger? And she's like, no, it's not. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, Freddie Mercury never said that it would, in an interview ever said what his songs were about. Okay. So it can't be about The Stranger. It could be about Romeo and Juliet. And I'm like, what? One, there is like maybe one part of the song that actually that could possibly be reference to Romeo and Juliet. Second, you cannot tell me that they never said what any of the songs were about, and then tell me that there is no possible way that Bohemian Rhapsody could not be about the book The Stranger. I'm not joking. Read the book The Stranger. I don't remember what was the author's name. I can't remember. There's a book called The Stranger. It's about a man who doesn't really care about the world, who just thinks, okay, nothing really matters. Everything just happens. Like, any way the wind blows doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters to me. All that stuff. His mom dies, and he just doesn't really care. And there's even a point, like after the funeral, like during the funeral, where he's chatting with a guy, and he's drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes with him, which is kind of disrespectful. That is actually a certain point. That is a certain point that a lot of people look at and it's like, that's a disrespectful thing. But then there's a certain point where he actually gets a gun, and he just full on just like shoots a guy. Is taken into custody, and every single time he's just like saying, I just shot him. That's it. Yeah, I did it. He fully admits to it. He's sentenced to death, and he doesn't really care much about it until really at the very end, where he's like, there's got to be some way out of this. While they're walking him to, and the book ends with him being walked to the execution, being walked to the guillotine, and him just thinking that there's got to be some way out of it.
All right, bring the car in. We'll salvage the parts and get paid in no time.
And that's the book. And it actually and when you read the book, it actually really makes sense on how the song Bohemian Rhapsody is about it. It makes a lot of sense. But here's the thing. I could be wrong. There's a good chance that I could be wrong. That's not about it. It could be about something else. But you cannot tell me that that something is never like explained. Something's never like said, hey, this is about this, where it could be about anything. It could be about anything, and then someone says, oh yeah, so then that could mean that it's about this, and then say, no, it couldn't mean that, because why would it? And that's something that I've thought about for a while. It's like, you tell me that they never said what any of their songs are for, so it literally could be anything. So that means that my proposal of what it is about could be true. But you're telling me that it couldn't because it was never explained, because it could be about anything. That kind of contradicts itself. It kind of contradicts itself. That's another thing.
Hello. Whoa! Oh shit! Take it easy, I'm doing it!
Okay, I know it does not take that many buttons to open the cash register. I know that for a fact. I used to work as a cashier at the restaurant I used to work at. Some people are gonna be like, oh well, we're using a different cashier, probably a more modern one. And the answer is yes. But here's the thing. I also used to work at a pool that used that same type of cash register. You only need to use one button in order to open the drawer. You only need to press like one button. At most, you probably only need to press two buttons at the same time. But no, you just need to press like a button that opened it. It was a little red button that you press open. Same exact cash register. I know that for a fact. Also, I got a comment on my on one of my shorts yesterday. The day of which I'm recording this, the day before the day of which I'm recording this, I got a comment, and I'm not really mad about it, nor does it really bother me. It bothers me a bit because it's not the fact that it was an insult to me. It was more of like, it bothers me on the fact of how many people have the same exact mindset. And the comment was like, the video was that I was saying I don't know what the plan is for the rest of the day, and the reason why was because, well, I was on vacation, and usually everyone has a plan of what they want to do, but I didn't know what we were doing, so I decided to go out for a walk because I wasn't recording when I say this, but whenever I'm on vacation, back in the day, I used to always just be on my phone, not really want to go out. But now I cannot stand being in the same place. I'm always like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk. So that's what I was doing. So I went for a walk, and I recorded a short of myself saying, hey, I don't know what the rest of the day, what the plan for the rest of the day is. It's all up in the air. It's undecided. So yeah, that was it. That was just me saying I don't know what the plan is for the rest of the day. And instead of the person, and this is the part that bothers me, instead of like going and probably thinking about that there could be some context to this, or literally listening to what I was saying, and they immediately jumped to the conclusion of that I didn't have a job, and they immediately and they were just like, no, I'm gonna tell them this. How about you get a job? The part that bothers me isn't the insult. It's the fact that like so many people have this same exact mindset of, if you are on the internet, you do not have a job for some reason. And this isn't the first time I've been told this. Like, on one of my streams, somebody came in and they're like, a grown-ass man playing video games, why don't you go and get a job? And that's the part that bothers me is, why do you immediately think that since I'm streaming, I don't have a job? I think I even got a comment a long time ago on a short where I was literally at work, like I was in the dish pit, had my uniform on and all, and they're like, why don't you get a job? And I'm like, I am at my work, like I can be literally at work. I will have the apron on and all. Well, this was back when I worked at Village Inn. This was back like when Village Inn used like the I don't know if like in other places they use this, but the one that I worked at, we all just wore the black shirts that had VI on it. But back when I first started, I was a busboy, which we had green shirts. The people that worked in the dish pit or in the back, you would wear like a blue shirt. Like I would wear a green polo shirt for the for busboy, for busing, a blue shirt, a blue t-shirt for dishwashing, and a red button-up shirt for what's it called, for hosting and working as cashier. And like I could have had like the red button-up shirt and make a video with my name tag on, and somebody could have just still said, well, why don't you just get a job? And that's the problem. It's not the fact that I don't have a job. It's the fact that people immediately assume that if you're streaming or if you're on the internet, you don't have a job. And why is that? Also, not to mention, why do you come in and immediately start saying get a job? Like, do you have nothing better to do? Maybe I'm doing this just because I'm like, hey, I just want to play some games and want to stream, maybe make some money on the side.
All right, bring the car in. We'll salvage the parts and get paid in no time.
Another thing that's actually, this one's actually funny to me, is when people come into streams and say that my stream is terrible or my videos are terrible. It's funny to me because, yeah, they may be terrible. You still clicked on it. You still came here. You're still watching. Even if you just came in just to comment that, you still watched a little bit. You still clicked on it. It's funny to me. Okay. Well, now that I'm pretty sure... Oh yeah, Kingpin. Same thing I've been doing this entire time. Alright, well, we're gonna go over to, let's go over to... Let's go over to, go over to the Ask the Lab, see how Mutt's doing. $34,000. You know, that's actually good. That's actually great because that's gone up a lot. Not to mention, like, the amount of people that hide behind, like, a screen. I just want to know, like, what's your thought process on this? Like, you think that you're able to, like, you think you're so great saying all this stuff, but people don't really think that. They're just, like, one ass. They don't, like, you think that you're making people mad? But the thing is, well, I just got hurt. The thing is, it's not that you're not really making people mad. Like, okay, you want to get a reaction, but the most that you're probably gonna get, like, yeah, sure, you might make maybe one person mad, maybe up to 5, maybe. but the majority of people aren't gonna be like, wow. Like, they're not gonna get mad, nor are they gonna be like, wow, this guy makes so much sense. Wow, I can't believe I didn't think about that before. Or no, most of them are just gonna be like, what an ass. Maybe you'll get like one person that agrees with you. Maybe. Yeah, but most people won't like get sad, won't get mad. They'll just think, why'd you wake up this day? Why'd you wake up today? Fun fact, that actually reminds me of the saying, woke up on the wrong side of the bed. That saying used to make me mad. That one used to make me angry because the reason wasn't because someone was like, oh, looks like someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Was because I was over here actually like trying to get some sleep and I could not get sleep at all. And I thought that they were mocking me for not being able to get sleep. And so I would always be like, okay, well, which one's the right side of the bed? I slept up, I slept to the right, I slept wrong, I slept up, I slept down, I slept on my both my sides, I slept diagonally, I slept up, I went up ways, down ways, slant ways, sideways, use off of my bed. Which way is the right way? Turns out that the reason why I was having trouble sleeping was anxiety. So, oh well. And I hated that, because I thought that people were mocking me for it. But then I actually went and looked up, like, where does the saying wrong side of the bed come from? And also, what is the wrong side of the bed? And I actually found out that, like, the reason where it came from was actually, like, a superstition back in the day. I think it was in Rome, where people believed that it was bad luck to wake up on the left side of the bed. I still want to know, like, why left was like considered the evil way. Like, why is left, not F, left, huh? Why is left considered like bad? I try and be patient. I try and not get mad. I think the only person that, oh hey, how you doing? Yo, how you doing? And, well, I just ran into people. Okay, that's nice to know. Did he drop his coffee? But how are you doing? Also, sorry if there's like a 12-second delay. There's supposed to be a 6-second delay. I don't know why there's a big delay. Yeah, there shouldn't be one. I'll take a look at that maybe in a bit. But, yeah. But I think like the only person that's really successfully like able to rage bait me every single time is literally any of my friends. Like, they're the only people that are like really successfully able to rage bait me, like, every time. Anyway, back to this game. I'm just going in here just to see how much money we got. I might do some, because you know what, I'm just gonna go and what's it called? Okay, let me just go and just get this guy to go.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Okay, how much money do we got? 57,000. Okay, you guys can't see it. My what's it called? Webcam is covering it. Let's go and get this person.
Oh, a Vinewood actress. If the name doesn't ring a bell, I don't blame you.
Did you get the mansion?
Not
Yes.
exactly a big
Yeah.
name, but you know what'll get her in the headlines?
Okay.
The tax fraud charges.
Yeah,
she's
shouldn't be
running
long.
from.
Shouldn't be long. Okay. Yes, I did get the mansion. Yes, I did get the mansion. I have not gone since. Like, I was with my friends. Have not done the heist. Not heist. I've not done the missions yet. But I think that we're just gonna do that with I'm gonna do that with friends. The only thing I don't like about this thing that I'm doing right now is every time I click on somebody, yeah, I have to wait until the person is done. And I think it's Janet. I have to wait until she's done talking. I got the mansion, and one of my friends, he was constantly like, get the mansion, get the mansion, get the mansion, get the mansion. And I was like, why don't you get the mansion? He's like, because I don't have enough money. I looked at I asked him how much money do you got. He's like, oh, I got like 12, 13 million. The cheapest mansion is 11 million. The cheapest mansion is 11 million. With everything to buy it, with everything in it, is 17 million. He has 11 million. I kept saying, you have more than enough. Get it. And he was like, no, I can't. And I'm like, yes, you can. He's like, buy the mansion. I talked to him at work the other day. I asked him, why didn't you just buy the mansion yourself? He's like, oh, because I'm trying to keep with the lore. What lore? Let me be completely honest. I thought that I was loading. I was like, what lore? Like the only lore that I know that you are like that you're in. I'm too poor for it. Yeah. The only reason why I was able to get it was because I kept saving up over and over again. I kept saving up over and over again until I had like 30 million, because the reason why was because at first it was like, yeah, I just need to like buy all the stuff, but like there's still some parts of like some businesses that I do not have, so I was like saving up for that because I want to buy several cars as well. But then this came up and I'm like, great, now I have to get back up to 19 million. Now to get back up to 19 million because that was the amount of money I needed for the rest of the stuff that I wanted to get. So that's kind of why I'm playing this right now. Oh, the cheapest one is 11 million, so it's not like, if you just keep on going on with your friends, just keep on doing heists over and over again, keep on doing Cluck and Bell. Cluck and Bell is really not that hard to do. You can do it by yourself. The Kyle Perico heist you can also do by yourself. Doing like different jobs. Am I already there? Oh, I'm already there. Okay, I didn't realize. Like Kyle Perico, you can easily do. That one is like guaranteed you're gonna get 1 million every single time, if you know how to do it correctly. I'll be right back. I'll be back. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
Hey, dude, everything okay? Yeah? Well, the boss is not happy. No way. She said what?
All right, back. But yeah, like just gain some using your businesses, and that's the thing. That's another thing that I really don't understand why he cannot do, because why my friend, it's Mike. I really don't understand why he cannot like buy stuff, because he'll like because like he just needs, like, he can spend that money and he'll be able to make it back easily. I know this because I did that exact thing. I got up to $11 million and I was like, yes. Okay, this one's not happening. And I was like, I was able to get it immediately. So So yeah, I don't understand why he doesn't.
Nope, she's not on this one. Try another trailer.
Like, so yeah, that's my entire thing, is that I don't understand why he does, like, he's always saying he's trying to be with stick with the lore, and I'm like, are you planning on doing like a role-playing video with his character or something? Because I know that he has like his own storyline for like each character, but there's some parts of it I just really don't understand, like why he cannot, like, because of like all the like the entire like lore thing that he has, he can't, for some reason he has two characters, one's male, one's female, but for some reason one of them is not allowed to have a motorcycle business.
Schedule, I think, should make it way easier to find Cleo.
Like one of them cannot have a motorcycle business, but the other one can, and I don't understand that. I'm like, just get the businesses. And it's like, yeah, but I'm trying to keep the lore. You can keep the lore while still owning the businesses. Like, you constantly complain about how you don't have a lot of money, yet you refuse to get more more like businesses. Like, you don't even own all the businesses. I need to find more. Like, the businesses really help. Please.
I don't see her on here. Must be for a different movie.
So yeah, and it's like, I get it. I get it. You have a storyline. I get it. But you come and complain about how you don't have enough money, but yet you have, like, now I'm the one that has the most money out of everyone. But the only reason why I wasn't spending it was because I had like my own personal like record thing, like, was like, Mike, look, see, I have more money than you. I'm about to spend it all, and I'm gonna be able to make it back just as fast. I'm gonna be able to make it back just as fast. Like, that's the main reason. How? I shot your legs so many times. Now, why do you jump twice? How is it not in here? Wait, then where would one be?
Oh no, I think Frank's hit.
You think? I already came over here. I can just walk all the way over here. Come on. Did I already go in this one? I think I already did. Oh, there's one all the way over here. But the problem isn't the fact that he doesn't have money. The problem that I have with him is the fact that he will constantly say, he will constantly complain about something. But when I give him like, thank you. When I give him like solutions, he's like, no, I can't. And I'm like, why? He's like, oh, because of this reason. And I'm like, that is not really a good reason. The reason why I was saving up a lot was because you keep on,
Get on set without access to the stage door. But I'm 95% sure one of the big exec guys will have an extra key card in their office.
okay, what am I doing? Oh, come on. Yeah, but like, if that happens again and he's like, we need to do something, I'm just gonna be like, sorry, I can't afford it.
We're in business, baby! Show business! Let's hit that stage!
Just like, he's a good guy. He's a good person. Just, I gave you so many solutions. I gave you so many solutions.
Okay, the call sheet says this is the big masquerade murder scene. So everybody's gonna be in masks. It'll be tricky, but Cleo's in there somewhere, so just find out which one she is. And hey, don't be afraid to threaten these people with a little hardware. Don't want them thinking you're just acting. Listen, partner, you think you could do me a favor? I forgot to get Mom a birthday present, and she goes nuts for the old-timey movie stuff. If you bring back something cool from the studio, I'll boost your cut of the bounty. But this stays between us, all right? I don't like stealing. I just got myself in some shit here.
That's another pet peeve of mine is when like somebody is complaining about something. It's not just him, okay? There's other people that do this as well, or they'll complain about something and you will give them like an entire list of solutions. You give them an entire list of solutions. And they'll just like come up with like, oh, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. Sometimes I understand why, but just I understand like it's like, oh, I can't do this because this reason. Well, why don't you? Well, why not do this? Oh, I can't do it because this. Well, why not do this? And it's like you clearly do not want to do this. You could like, for example, like if I were to say, hey, you want to go out, and you're like, and people are like, oh, I wish I could, but I can't because insert reason here. And I'm like, that doesn't seem like and I'll be like, that doesn't really seem like an excuse. And they'll just like keep coming with excuses. My response to that of them coming with excuses is just say you don't want to come. Look, like, cause here's the thing, there's a certain point, like people are like, oh, but I'll be rude if I say that. You're being rude, you're being more rude coming up with excuses after excuses after they tell you, after they give you a solution to your problem.
God, no! Don't shoot me, please! Fuck!
Damn it! Why'd she have to be in a masquerade with so many masks?
No, no, please. My cash isn't here. Take my cards. Take my cards. Oh my God, no! No, no,
Oh my
please.
God,
All
please,
my cash
don't
is tied up.
fucking kill me!
That's not her.
You found her yet? She's in here somewhere.
Don't shoot me. All my mom has. Oh,
Wait, you're a real bounty hunter? Like, you're not on the wrong set or something? You can't arrest me. I'm Faye.
I don't care. I hear her say, "I'm famous. You can't arrest me. I'm famous." I just I don't know if you guys have seen like that show on YouTube, Nigel the Tiny Wizard. But there's a certain scene. It's a what's called? It's a flesh tube, and he thought that he was famous, and that's why everyone was coming to take pictures. But in reality,
Don't you think?
he was just inside of a. Shut up, madam.
Legally, if I try. They make it so hard.
You know what? To give you credit, taxes are extremely hard.
Okay, how was that? Was the crying too much?
I'm still gonna give it to you. Taxes are fucking hard. Like, you can have like a major in math, and you still won't understand the math behind it. Anyway, back to what I was saying. There's this creature called the flesh tube that only appears once. I don't think he's ever gonna appear again, considering the fact that he died immediately after. But he's like, people come to take pictures of me every day because I'm famous. Anytime I hear the word famous, about like they're like, I'm famous, that's the immediate voice that plays inside my head. Look up Nigel the Tiny Wizard. It's good. I like it. So many people die. Okay, how long have we been going? 54 minutes. I think we'll do like, I'm pretty sure like maybe.
I can't go to real jail.
Yes, you can.
Can I switch my thingy to house arrest, please?
You can take up with the judge. I know they cannot hear me. Like, I know, like, look, I was kind of complaining about Mike doing like an entire storyline on this. I like role playing. I like role playing. I like that's why I like Dungeons and Dragons. Never played it, but I like it. But I really do like role playing. Okay, I get it. You want to keep with your what's called with your story, but come on, you cannot. Once back to the complaining and giving excuses. I give you so many you complain. I give you a you complain. I give you a what's called
If the headlines hit and Miss Cleo's song gets famous, I'll be pissed. We should be the stars of whatever dramatized docu-series comes out of this
I
shit
get
show.
like there's a complaint. I give a solution. He comes up with an excuse. I give more of a solution. It's like, hey, people, and this is not just him. Everyone, if you have a problem and someone gives you a solution, try working with that solution. Don't just be like, oh well, I tried and it didn't work. And you didn't really even try. You just like picked up the solution, didn't do anything with it, and just put it down and be like, well, I tried. No, actually work with it. And because I know for a fact that people that have like a bunch of problems are being miserable right now. Well, here's the thing. Try, like, if somebody gives you a solution for it and it's actual help, use that help. It is not weak to ask for help. You are allowed to ask for help. How far am I into this? I have about like 4 minutes left. Okay, most likely this is coming the day of when I come back. Most likely. Because right now it's currently 8:36. I'm gonna need to. Oh no, I need to go and get I need to go and get more armor. The speed of which I go through my armor. The speed of which I go through my armor is a lot. But yeah, that's the thing. If you want to get enough money to buy like something that's millions of dollars really fast, I'd recommend like first buying like a business, because that will get you up there fast. That will get you up there faster than if you don't have a business. The more businesses you have, the better. The more go and do get some petty cash. You know, I'm gonna do this because petty cash. I'm gonna read the Bible at the end. Or maybe not. I might not, because I was honestly thinking about maybe doing something maybe slightly different. Maybe slightly different. But I'm doing something maybe slightly different. And that's what I'm gonna do. After this, I'm gonna uninstall GTA for a bit. I'm not even gonna have it, just to see. And come back. I'm gonna get petty cash. Which is another thing, is that if you want to get a lot of money in this game, petty cash is good. I'd really recommend getting petty cash because... Okay, sniper rifle. Okay, good. Okay. And also remember, make sure, like, when you're doing this one, weapon of choice, like it says up there, do that one. You get a bonus. Do jobs. If there's a way for you to get a bonus, then do that. Okay, guy with hat. Guy with hat. Why are they always with hats? Here's a bucket hat. Okay, this is the last thing that I do before I get off. Leaving the area. Get on. So another thing that bothers me is, okay, $30,000. Okay. Something that bothers me is when, like, people are like, why does this happen in the game? It's so unrealistic. And it's like, yeah, it's a game. That's not realistic at all. Or like they'll be playing like a fantasy game or something like that, and they're like, why does this happen? That's so unrealistic. There's no way physics like that would happen in real life. And I'm like, my guy, you're fighting dragons and using magic and casting fireball, and you're mad about the fact that your sword doesn't, about the fact that the sword that is like the size of my hand, like from wrist to tip of my middle finger, is the size of my hand, hit somebody that was about like 5 feet away. from where you stand. You're mad about that, and yet you're over here defying the laws of physics already. Yeah, I don't think I think you're mad at the wrong thing. Like, you know, there's this video that I made a while ago where it was like a hello class. Hello, it was a, well, that's what I call it. I call it Hello Class. That's a series, but the playlist is just called Class. And one of the videos on it was just, one of the more recent ones was, "Hello class, today we're gonna be reading books. Well, tell me, class, who's your favorite author?" And it was like, mine is J.K. Rowling, mine's Ted Kaczynski, mine's H.P. Lovecraft. And it just goes back and it's like, isn't H.P. Lovecraft really racist? Isn't J.K. Rowling extremely transphobic? And then the teacher turns and is like, isn't Ted Kaczynski the Unabomber? And the name of it was, I think they were focused on the wrong thing. And that's the thing, is like, people will get focused on the exact wrong thing. Like, for example, I will go out and be like, I will say something like on a YouTube short, and people will be like, well, why not just do this? Why not just do that? And it's like, did you not listen to what I just said? Because I just said, in a situation where this solution does not work, what are you supposed to do in then? And then people are like, well, why not just use this solution? Why not just use this solution? And it's like, that solution of which I said that you guys are using, I just said, if you are in this situation where it does not work. I swear, people do not hear the word if sometimes. There are times when people do not hear the word if. Anyway, I'm gonna get off. That's gonna be it. And you know what? Let's read from the Bible. Okay, Psalms 26. Psalms 26. When the Lord brought back the captives to Zion, we were like men who dreamed. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like streams in the Negev. By the way, to anyone that's worried about the word I just said, that's actually how it's pronounced. Negef. Negev. There you go. That's how it's spelled. Negev. Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. Yeah, he who goes out weeping, crying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy. Carry sheaves with him. Carrying sheaves with him. Well, that's Psalms 20, chapter 126. Thank you guys for staying with me. That's gonna be it. I thank you guys for staying. That'll be it. I'll see you guys later, and goodbye.